Hey guys, we're back with a second tutorial on the GameMaker Basics, continuing our shooter game from the last tutorial. And I'm still here with my co-star. If he would say hi.
Hi.
Dick. Okay, anyway, so what we've got so far is a little game where you go around, and if it loads,
Has a very poorly drawn square.
shut up, it's good. Where you go around and you just shoot stuff with basic movement by create instance. And we did that with our key events, and all we used was our move fixed. Pretty simple. And when we release on spacebar, we create an instance of the object using relative. And we went over all this, and if you haven't seen this first video, you gotta check that out. Now, on this tutorial, we're going to add enemies, and we're going to do one more thing to this bullet event. So, go ahead and go in here, and we're going to add a new event, and it's going to be other outside room. And then click over to your main 1 tab, and this little recycle bin that says destroy instance, go ahead and drag that in and just hit OK. And this just stops clogging, and eventually if we shoot enough, the game will slow down because it uses memory to keep these instances alive outside of the room.
So when it goes outside the room, it's going to destroy the instance of itself.
Right, and the instance is just like each one of these objects spawning. And now we're going to add the enemy, so we're just going to go ahead and make a new sprite, and just call it sprite enemy.
Oh
Sprite
god.
underscore.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
My drawing is awesome. And I'll probably just draw like a blue square or something.
No, red. Make it red.
I'm going to make an ellipse with the full color. Okay, I'll make it red.
There you go.
There's the enemy. I'll give him eyes.
Great fucking enemy with lopsided eyes.
Well, you get the point. And make sure to center that. And we'll hit OK. And we'll create an object for it. And you can either do object underscore or obj, but object's more clear. It's kind of up to you. Alright, now that we got our enemy, I guess we can go ahead and place one in the room over here, and he's much bigger than I expected, but that's okay. All we're going to have him do is, on the create, we're going to have him move up at like 5. And if we run this now, we're going to run into a little problem, which is he'll just go outside the room and never come back. As you can see, he just floats off. So the way we fix this is we go over a new event called other intersect boundary. And this means if it intersects any of the boundaries, up, down, left, right, that you're going to execute the actions that we give it. And all we're going to do is drag in this action called reverse vertical. And you don't have to do anything, just hit OK. And that just reverses the current vertical direction.
So it just bounces off the side.
Basically. And you can also use a bounce event, I guess. But it's easier to use reverse vertical. So if we run this, it will bounce. Like so. And if we shoot at it, it doesn't do anything because we haven't made that yet. So we can have some basic AI, and it's really not even AI because it's not intelligent. So let's have it shoot out its own bullets. So let's go ahead and create a new sprite and call it sprite enemy bullet. And I'm going to go ahead and just come in here and Control C, go back here, edit sprite, and then Control V, but we're just going to change the fill color, and we're actually going to flip this around because the enemy's the other way, and we'll make it blue.
And if you're wondering, you can assess objects with the same sprite. Like you can have one object with like, or you can have two objects with like the same sprite.
Exactly.
So you can keep reusing sprites.
Yeah, and that's helpful. And GameMaker has a lot of built-in functions for the editor. It's really cool. You can do transform, you can shift, rotate, scale. There's a lot of things you can actually do with it, and you can actually kind of export if you like your file. And all we're going to do is mirror flip, and we're going to mirror horizontally like so. And just check, make sure to center it, and now we will add the intelligence for the enemy. Now we're going to have an event, and it's going to be a step event. Now a step, I think there's 30 steps every second or something like that. It's basically an event that keeps executing.
It's like a loop.
Exactly, it's an event that executes a lot of times a second. So if you have an action that maybe you want to check something constantly, or you maybe want to do something constantly, use a step event. And what we're going to have it do is we're going to go to this control tab, and this green die, you're going to go ahead and drag that over the test chance. Every 30th of a second, we're going to have it roll a virtual die that has, I don't know, 5 sides.
10, make it 10.
Fine, 10 sides.
There you go.
Now with a chance 1 out of 10, perform next. This is what's called like
a chance statement.
Yeah, like a test statement. If this happens, if it rolls on 1 out of 10, then we're gonna have it do something. The next action after this is what it will do. Any actions after that don't go with this one. And you can also make a block by using these 2 different arrows, and this block is basically what will execute if this happens, and anything else outside of that block just goes without that. And all we're going to have happen is create instance of the oh, I didn't make an object for it yet, hold on. So make an object for enemy bullet, and we'll give it its AI in a minute. Just create instance of enemy bullet, and you can make it like 15 over so it looks good. Make sure you check relative.
So it spawns relatively to its position.
Right, like 15. Oh, you know what? It should be negative 15 because it's to the left. Alright, so with a 1 out of 10 chance, and this checks every so often, like really quickly, so this won't happen, you know, uncommonly. It will have a chance to create its bullet. And we're basically going to have the same events as we do in the bullet. So on create, just move fixed left at a speed of, we'll make his a little slower, make his like 16. And we're going to have that same event, other outside room, main 1, destroy instance, so we don't hog up memory. And that should be all we have to do. So you can save that and run it. And the less you want him to shoot, the more sides you should add to the die. As you can see, he shoots kind of randomly and sporadically. And if you don't want him to shoot as much, you know, you can make more sides, or if you want him to shoot more, you can add less sides.
Yeah, because it spawns chances. It's spawning like it creates like an instance, like crap ton. Like if you didn't have that chance statement, it'd be creating like a million instances. So you wanted to create less instances, so you had a chance statement. 1 out of like 40, it'll create a chance statement, and as you can tell, it still spawns a lot. So
exactly. So next, why don't we add? Let's go over backgrounds. Now our room is really bare and crappy and stupid. So
wait. If you go to the background settings, you can change the color too. So if you don't like the gray, you can always change like black or red or
yeah, you
blue.
can always change the color, but the best thing to do is make your own background. And up here in this little image that says create background, click that and just name it background level 1. And then you can make your background. It does not matter how big it is, because in the room it'll stretch it out to cover the entire thing.
It actually tiles it.
No, there's a stretch option.
Oh yeah.
So let's just make let's make a tree with this kind of brown color. I'm not good at making trees.
Damn. I'm impressed.
The shit tree, whatever. Oop. So fill that in. Pencil tool. Pretty awesome tree. Okay, and then we'll cover that little part up with grass so it doesn't look unnatural. I don't give a shit. Okay, so let's make another one of that tree over there in the background, and then the whole thing will be painted with this with a darker color so it looks like grass, like that. So it's kind of like a basic background, I guess. So check that and then hit OK. And now the way you do backgrounds is you just click the backgrounds tab and then you just select your background like that. Now as you can see, it tiles, and if you want that, which actually that does look cooler, you can do that, or you can just hit stretch. But I'm going to leave it as tile because that looks cool. So we can save that and make sure it runs in game.
So there's like blocks shooting each other in a forest.
Yeah. Alright. So we've gotten this far. So we've gone over backgrounds, and in the next tutorial we'll probably be going over sounds and how to destroy and add score. So I'll see you guys on the next tutorial.